I was discussing with this friend of mine who I also work with, and he said to me, I'm finishing doing producing a Rolling Stones documentary, and I've done a few producing documentary gigs, and he said, would you like to produce a James Brown documentary? And I said, sounds like, I don't know, it sounds great, but let me just think about it overnight. And I woke up in the morning, and I called him and I said, why don't we do a James Brown feature? We talked about, trying to revive the project. And I was in a very good position, luckily, because I was able to get all the music rights. So that had been one of the big sticking points before, because the James Brown rights were all over the place. And now they were all in one place, and I was able to get those rights from this friend of mine. So it was a long process, and in the end, Universal signed off on the deal, and Brian and I partnered up, and that's how the movie got started. In this movie, I think we managed to we cover a lot of periods in his life. We don't really we don't concentrate just on a couple of years or 1 year or something. So we do cover quite a lot of his childhood, his youth, his adolescence, his how he gets to be a rising kind of gospel stroke R&B artist, and then goes out on his own. We cover all these moments, his triumphal moments and so on, and we cover his actually near the beginning of the movie we see him later on in life when he's not like number one person anymore, but he's still doing it, So, we do cover a lot of his life. He had some of the charisma I felt that James had, and he could project that on the screen, and he got really good acting chops, because there's a lot of people that can, of course you've got to be able to make it believable that you're James Brown. You can sing, you can dance, you can do the splits, But there's this movie is not only about the musical performances. It's quite a lot of subtleties in the acting, and so it needed someone with really good acting chops too. And I think that Chad, was an excellent, fantastic choice. And not only that, he really worked. He really worked hard at the things that he felt he needed to do to become this part. My children all know about James Brown, but my grandchildren didn't really know about it. But they kind of enthused when they see this, because it's a film, which has an emotional pull and a narrative, and so it doesn't really matter if you've never heard of James Brown or not.